Welcome to Mermaid Love Tarot for your 5-part weekly bundle reading. I'm a counselor, a 2-time award-winning actress, and tarot reader. Enjoy your reading.
Hello Aquarius, welcome back to Mermaid Love Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Priscilla and I am not just any tarot reader. As you may or may not know, I have over 2,000 videos where I predict the cards, and that's what sets me aside from all other tarot readers. My gift is a very genuine, true gift. Okay, and I also read in English and in Spanish. I've already posted those readings for your sign in Spanish, so go check that out with English subtitles. It will be of great help to you. I also want to thank you for joining me each time that I post my videos. I also want to let you know to stay for the whole reading. Remember that you are not just here to see if messages resonate. They may resonate, they may not, because it is a general reading. Okay, but if you don't stay, you miss out on what's in the future, on what's to come. So you miss out big time, because I do a 5-part bundle reading where I cover everything: love, money, career, tarot, oracle messages, everything. All right, so they are letting you know there is no need for you to worry. There is something that you may have been in your head a lot. It has a lot to do with either your general life, like as a couple with somebody, or work. All right, they're giving me those two things very specifically. There may be something that you want that's very close in the near future. We can see the Magician, because I feel that this is something you've been at it, asking. I use this cup to channel messages. I do a lot of channeling, and when things come in, I cannot help myself from letting you know. You may have had a lot of issues at work with a boss that's very, very hard-headed. They're giving me hard-headed. Okay, very stubborn, very unwilling to compromise, to take in your ideas, very close-minded. Sometimes you say things and they're just ignoring them. They pay attention more to other people instead of you. But that is now beginning to change, because there's going to be something that you show that they're going to be like, wait a minute, I was wrong about you, right? And they start to change their thinking when it comes to you. We're going to just check what is in your energies for love. What do we have for Aquarius? All right, and it says a lesson wasn't a failure. It was evolution in disguise. You didn't mess up, you leveled up. That mistake was a mirror. That loss was a ladder. You didn't break, you broke open. Evolution doesn't look clean. It looks like chaos before clarity. Yes, so we might see the tower and we may see death. All right, you were evolutionizing. It wasn't that you probably at times felt stuck, like I can't get out of this situation, and you feel like, well, if I leave this marriage, then I failed at being a wife. I failed at being a husband. No, you evolutionized. There is always something better. All right, you need to know your worth and you need to value that, because I feel sometimes you don't. Okay, you guys, you need to value your worth. Okay. And you're going to come to that realization of what your worth really is. What do we have for Aquarius? We're going to check the rest of your energies. All right, they're giving me the number 26. There might be some secrets that come out. All right, there may be some hidden information. This could be from somebody hiding something from you to literally you wanting to know more, like opening books, getting ready to become more knowledgeable. If you leave from one job to another, maybe you want to Google, you want to know more about that company. But there's definitely some secrets that are being exposed, things that are hidden and are coming to light. We might see the sun, we might see the moon. All right. And also you have the number 16. The number 26, the 2 means connecting, and the number 6 means growth. You have 6 twice, so there's a lot of growth here in your energy. We might see the star, because you have the 16 and the card of the star. So you have, even though you've been through it, you have hope. Okay, you're gonna have some type of guidance, either literally from a counselor or literally from your guides, or just older people, like a mother. We might see the Empress, a mother or father. We might see the Emperor. Okay, but you're definitely not losing hope. Okay, because you do understand that not everybody is the same. There are people in the world who are good. Okay, and you need to stick to that. You need to be inspired by people who love their career. If this is an issue with work, you need to be inspired by those couples that really do last a long time, right? Instead of you being in your head that is not something that is possible. So you don't need to worry with whatever it is you may be expecting, doing, in the process of. Okay, Soften the armor, exactly, okay? Because you might have your walls up, all right? So you need to... Hello guys, this is just a small interruption to let you know that my webpage is now live. And you can now book your reading at www.mermaidlovetarot.com. For a very low cost, you'll be able to get your general reading. I offer a lot of services, and also consider becoming a member of the channel where I post exclusive videos as well as answer tarot questions when I go live for all of my members. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Continue to help me grow. I am nothing without you. Let's continue your reading. So we must see the Nine of Wands. You really need to soften the armor. Well, once protected, you may now be holding you back. Let your heart breathe without defense. Not everybody's the same. This could be a relationship, a friendship, even your own family who betrayed you. We might see the Ten of Swords, the Seven of Swords, okay? The Sun, like I said. All right, we must see the Nine of Swords, the Four of Swords. One more, please, for Aquarius. All right, yeah. You might also feel like you just want to scream. You have so much anger inside that you just want to let it out. It says, let the truth set you free. Speak the truth you've hidden. Your need, your fear, your regret. Freedom begins there. Okay, so when it comes to the secrets, it might be your own secrets that you need to expose, that you need to let out, that you need to voice. Okay, you might just be bothering a lot up. You might not even end up breaking with the person, breaking up with the person that you're with, but you just want to shout it out and scream it out. What's unfair? What isn't working for you? All right, because you want better. All right. Some of you may move on, but some of you just want better. You want to be able to work things out in a fair way. They're giving me. Okay. All right, we're moving on to tarot. I'm gonna pull out 3 cards and then 3 more, and then we're gonna check the shadows to see what you need to work on with another different deck. All right, I've called out the cards, and we might see the 3 of Swords too. What do we have, please? Can I have 2 more? I do not take the cards. All right. So please be patient. But do not. You can forward when I shuffle, but do not forward as I am doing the 5 parts because you miss out. 1 more, please. All right. So there may be something definitely. You may find what's hidden in a box. All right. Maybe you are going through a box and all of a sudden you come across a letter that informs you of something that was hidden, right? A receipt, anything, something you may have lost. Okay, that might come and show up. All right, that you didn't even realize. But in the end, you're going to find some type of happiness. Okay, you have the 4 of Wands. That's all about, you know, commitment, feeling happy, reaching a certain goal, whether familial or romantically with a friend. Okay, everything gets resolved. I feel like whatever comes out is for your own good. You needed to know this. It's either something comes out, you find out, and you find a sense of relief, or you just let it out. But I feel so much more strongly that you need to let something out. Something that's been bugging you, bothering you, like suppressing you, that you've kept suppressed. And with the King of Pentacles, you're going to be very stable when it comes to work. All right, you're going to find your independence. Whatever work you were lacking before becomes better. Okay, that might have been, you know, I don't have enough to buy a pair of shoes, I don't have enough to pay my bills, but all of a sudden you find something better. I think this has to do with a job that you find that really helps you out. Okay, they're giving me a lot of you may be like into banking, into investments. I have not heard the news, but if the stock has been low, all of a sudden that's going to begin to become better. Okay, and then whatever you have invested in gets better. Okay, whether that's interest in a bank, whether that's you know, you invested in like real estate and things like that. Anything that has to do with an investment gets better. You may also be receiving like unexpected money. I see somebody literally handing you a check like the old-fashioned way. They're not going to transfer the money into your account. They're literally going to give you either cash or a check. All right, so look out for that. Also, you guys, I posted the egg ritual video. It's at the end of all my astrological sign reading. Check that out if you're looking for work. Go do the work ritual because that really helped me. I ended up with 7 interviews, then I ended up with a job. I am a school counselor. I do a lot of things. I still love it because of the benefits and because I love working with children. And so check that out. It's really helpful. All right, we are going to move on to your next 3 cards and then the shadows to see what is going on. What do we have, please, for the collective? All right, there's somebody coming in after all of this chaos that is bringing you a whole lot of love. This is not just anybody. This is somebody who is emotionally stable. All right, very emotionally stable. Like I always say, in over 2K videos, I'm not just any tarot reader. If you're watching the show, go watch the entire reading, the sun. Okay, whatever it is that is hidden is going to come out, and that's going to give you peace. I just knew that we will see the sun because I knew that before the reading ended, it will confirm to me that you are fine. Okay, that there's also something that you need to forgive. Okay, there is something that you need to forgive. You may be contemplating, I don't know if I should do this. Do it for yourself. Forgiving does not mean that you continue a relationship, any kind of relationship. All right, but whatever was hidden is coming out to light. And then with the Four of Swords, I feel like maybe you've distanced yourself from praying, for speaking to the universe, for asking for help to your guardian angels. Remember that our guardian angels are only ours. Okay, at the end of this video, I also leave a protection video for you to protect your homes. Remember that mirrors, windows, and doors are portals that let negative entities come into our homes that we don't need in our homes, right? So you really need to be careful with that. And then we have, like I was saying, the King of Cups. This could be help, but help that comes with a lot of love, or just somebody new that comes into your life. This is a woman, this is a man. It does not matter if you're watching me, you're a man or a woman. Tarot has no gender. Okay, so there is somebody coming in who's emotionally stable, who's gonna be like no one that you've ever been with before. Okay, and that is happening within the next 2 weeks. All right, if you are online dating, you're going to see that person hit you up really quick. The Page of Cups. This person might be a little younger than you, just a little, 2 or 3 years. All right, and they're asking you to ask yourself, what feeling is just beginning to form? Exactly. Okay, because you're gonna get this feeling really, really quick. Like you're gonna hit it off. Okay, this might be somebody who's very compatible with you. All right, who's compatible with Aquarius. This might be a Libra, a Gemini. All right, anybody from the earth sign, potentially a Cancer as well. Okay, because we have here Cancer, we have here all of the signs. Okay, so I'm not even gonna, and it does not really matter. All right, we are moving on to money and career. What do we have for Aquarius? Please do not drop this cards to the floor, Spirit. What do we have for Aquarius? All right, and you have retirement planning. Some of you can be really working hard, planting your seeds so that you can have a good retirement, all right? And that you don't have to worry later on. I think that's something that's really worrying you guys, like what's gonna happen when I retire? Am I gonna be okay? And this also speaks to contributing to a retirement account. That might be the reason why you're so very into stocks, into putting your money in different places. And I know, Aquarius, you're very smart because you're the star of the tarot, okay? But they're just telling you also, you may be thinking about coming up with some type of strategy where you're gonna have like financial freedom, where you want something that keeps on giving, okay? Not something like, okay, I have a retirement, no, but something that has residual income. What else do we have for Aquarius? All right, limitations, fear, doubt, limit freedom of action, let go of worries, okay? You might be in your head a lot. All right, and remember that when we fear, we can't really open up our mind to the things that we want to do. Like it's hard for us to focus, but keep in mind that the devil is a liar. All right, so whenever you start feeling fear, doubts, just simply say, devil, I rebuke you. Okay, that's it. That is the reason why you need to do what I tell you in that protection video. If you go to my Amazon store, you're going to find the Saint Benedict medallion, which you need to put in all your windows and door. You're gonna find an esoteric link that takes you to all where I purchase and have all my esoteric items, candles for the rituals and everything. I do not do dark rituals. Everything that I do is of light. If also you want me to do a ritual for you, you can let me know and I will take pictures, videos as I do the ritual for you. Okay, email me to find out what the cost of that is. All right, particularly when it comes to work. All right, take off. Things will take off quicker than you expected. Now is a good time to take action. There is no stopping you now. It will help to establish a clear plan before moving forward. I just told you that, right? Establish the plan that you want so that you can have residual income, so that you don't have to worry about the future. Okay, because you don't want a one-time deal. You want money to keep on coming. We're moving on to love. What do we have for Aquarius? But you're gonna take off. It's almost like with the King of Pentacles, you're gonna take off. You're gonna be just fine. It was just like a moment of you, like because you have it in the near future. That's what they're telling you. Don't worry. As long as you're doing what you need to do, you're doing your research with the book, you're gaining your knowledge, you're gonna do everything that you can. In love, I can't take it anymore. Okay, there is somebody who may not be with you. Okay, there is a lot of you guys. So, you know, I am reading for the collective. So there might be somebody who's away from you now, but they can't take it. So do not be surprised when they come in asking to speak to you or whatever that might be. That might be this person who, you know, you stepped away from. When we saw in the beginning where this wasn't a failure, but it was just your evolution. All right. Be careful with not getting yourself too much into debt. Okay. Whatever you use, pay up. All right. Some of you may be literally working on your credit. We all go through it, right? We make mistakes and then we bounce back. All right. But if you're unemployed, do that ritual that I leave at the end of the video. Follow it through. All you need is a green candle and a white candle. The size does not matter. That's why I've done everything for you. Just go to my Amazon page and you'll be able to buy everything you need that's in that ritual. All right. Will I see you again? So this person definitely does want to see you again. Okay. So they may want to talk, don't shoot the messenger. I am just letting you know what's going on because they feel like, damn, I really messed up. This may have been somebody who tapped back credit and you were always there for them, ride or die, helping them out, helping them to reestablish themselves. Or you may just be reestablishing yourself, okay? So take it as it resonates. We are moving on to oracle messages. What do we have for Aquarius? I've already taken out your secret card here. We're going to do initials and then everything else. All right. Let them go. Not everyone is meant to stay. Okay. So that is your clarification. Okay. You may not be going back with this person. It's almost like you realize there might have been a break, but then within that time, you realize, no, I don't want to do this anymore. It's better, you know, you move on with somebody else, with this King of Cups or Queen of Cups. All right, and it says haunted house. Within these haunted walls, secrets reside. Ghosts are just memories that will never die. All right, for sure, there are some secrets either you need to let come out or somebody's going to let them out. And it's just going to help you to move on. This could be even at work, but a lot of secrets exposed. Like, that's what's there. All right, flow of inspiration. When you are aligned with your truth, creativity flows like a current, effortless and electric. This flow of inspiration signals that you are now on the right path, doing exactly what you are meant to do. All right, so you're getting there. If you haven't already, you're getting there. You need to release all of this. You need to heal. And then it's almost like I feel like everything changes for the better in every area of your life, like love, money, career, everything is on the up and up. All right, initials, BT. They're giving me the last name Bart. That is so weird. All right, Thomas and Faith. All right, maybe you need to have faith. This might be the initials of people, places, things, first name, last name, whatever. We have all the signs here, but you have Scorpio, Aquarius, you're in your own energy. You might be with somebody of these signs, and Pisces, water. All right, you guys, this has been your reading. Thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will be going live later on, so check that out. Take care and one love. I'll see you soon. Don't forget to hype my video. Take care, you guys.
Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.